So a while back I posted a video and a deck list for a deck that I affectionately called Chargles. It was a deck list that focused very heavily on creatures with charge and then basically buff cards that synergized with the charge creatures so that you can maximize the amount of damage that you could get with playing a creature from your hand. Now, unfortunately I had to kind of stop playing that deck because the nerf to Divine Fervor and a few other changes ultimately made that deck just underperform. It went from being very, very good to me in terms of performance to kind of like a meme deck at times, right? Like I was only getting about a 50% win rate after the Divine Fervor nerf. So I was very excited when I started seeing basically the same list pop up, but people were then playing like an Archer variant. So the list is very similar to the Chargles Crusader list, but instead they are using Hidden Trail to basically kind of replace where Divine Fervor was. So you still get the +1 attack and it still costs 4 instead of 5, which is a pretty big deal. You do not get the +1 toughness, which was a big deal for the old deck because that meant that Markarth Bannerman, for example, could survive Lightning Bolt. But you do get the trade-off of getting the Shadow Lane on the left and the right, so for your non-charge creatures you can get some extra security out of potentially playing them in the left lane. So you do also gain things like House Kinsman, which is like pseudo-charge because it, unless it's silenced, is like direct damage from hand. It's delayed, but even if it dies or somebody trades into it, you're still getting some damage through. You do also get Cliff Racer as well. It's another source of charge. So this is the list that I have been running. I know there are some other lists running around. Some people call this Token Archer. I jokingly don't like that name because A, the cards that it does create as tokens are Nord Firebrands, which means it is an actual card. It's not like Colovian Trooper. So damn it, give Nord Firebrand the respect he deserves, right? Like, come on, it's time to fight. So besides like that joking thing, I also don't like calling it Token Archer because I call it Charcher, right? Because puns are fun. So but yeah, some people are calling it Token Archer. There is a couple of different lists floating around. This one is my list. This is what I ultimately came up with as the heaviest emphasis on basically 3 areas. So you've got your creatures with charge, right? They're kind of the core. It's, you know, Battle Rage or Nord Firebrand, Rampaging Meme Tar, Cliff Racer, and if they don't have charge, then it needs to be cards that create creatures with charge, right? So Raiding Party and Markarth Bannerman, which is delayed but still amazing, like fall into that category, right? So that's like phase 1, or you know, the first part of the triad, the first leg of the stool, right? The second group of cards are what I call pseudo charge. So these are cards that still allow you to either somehow do direct damage from hand, or can situationally have charge. So these are cards with prophecy, right? Sharpshooter Scout, Gravestone Ravager, the Morkel Gatekeeper, Daring Cutpurse, right? These all have prophecy. So if you get them off of prophecy, right? If somebody attacks and it triggers on a rune, then when it comes back to your turn, they can attack the first turn they came into play. So while they don't directly have charge, in the instance of prophecy, they have pseudo charge. It gives people less time to respond, which is, you know, part of the goal. Even, again, as I said before, House Kinsman I would consider to be part of the pseudo charge category, because barring a silence effect, when you play it, you know, you're kind of guaranteeing yourself at least 3 damage, you know, even if he doesn't get to swing face. So he forces somebody to like respond or take damage. I also put Relentless Raider in this category because if you play him on the turn when you're expecting to break 1 or more runes, it's extra damage that came from hand that your opponent didn't have a chance to respond to. So in a way, that's also pseudo charge. And so that's like the second leg of the stool, right? Second part of the triad, if you will. And then the third part is buff cards. These are Northwind Outpost, Orc Clan Captain, Hidden Trail. These are the things that, you know, they buff your guys, right? They make it so that your charge creatures, which for the most part, with the exception of like maybe Cliff Racer, right? For the most part, your charge creatures, because charge is one of, if not the most powerful keyword in the game, they tend to have lower stats as a result. So your buff cards like really ramp up the value. And in the case of, you know, Raiding Party, Markarth Bannerman, where you're getting more than one charge creature, then they're like extra value, right? So, you know, it can sometimes feel like a downer, like if you play Northwind Outpost and then 2 turns later you play Hidden Trail and you're looking at your board and you're like, wow, like I've played 2 support cards, I'm supposed to be an aggro deck, like what's going on here? I don't feel like I'm creating pressure at all. But then, you know, you'll top deck a Raiding Party and then suddenly your, you know, 3-cost Raiding Party means you're swinging for 6, right? So you make up that value real quick, and it continues to skyrocket the more and more charged creatures you play. So, you know, you do have that. You've got, you know, I run 1 Swift Strike, as you'll see in the list. Swift Strike is, again, kind of like a pseudo charge card, right? It's damage from hand. It's not necessarily like a direct damage spell, but it can do wonders, especially if you've got a couple of those buff cards, right? You know, making a, you know, even your non-charge creatures, right? Making a Greystone Ravager, you know, if he's swinging for 4 twice, that's kind of a big deal. If you got some buff cards, if he's swinging for, you know, 6, suddenly that turns into 12. It gives you just that like extra bit of reach, which is sometimes a, you know, a game maker. So yeah, that's, you know, the crux of the list. If it's not part of those 3, it's basically something that's just utility, right? So if you're looking at the list, it's Earthbone Spinner because you need to go through creatures with guard, or just deal with some, for the most part, nasty stuff. And we run 1 Triumphant Jarl just to give yourself some extra gas, potentially, if you need it. If it goes extra late game, I've had games where, you know, you play the Jarl to draw into, you know, the creature with charge you needed to win, or the Raiding Party you needed to win. So, just, yeah, he's like that insurance, because except for in the, like, aggro to aggro matchup, you're more likely to have the health lead. Sometimes even in the aggro to aggro matchup, you have the health lead because of the Kinsman, right? That can be a big swing. So you typically get value out of him. He's very rarely a dead card for me. There are sometimes games where I'll have him and I don't play him, not because I couldn't activate him, but just because I haven't run out of gas yet and I'm still just playing charge guys. But yeah, he's very, very rarely like a true dead card. So anyway, I'm having a lot of fun playing the deck. It's one of the few like aggressive decks I actually enjoy playing. I'm not traditionally what I would consider like an aggressive player at heart. If anything, I'm more of like, I love wonky combos. But this one kind of like feels like a combo deck because it's, you know, you play a bunch of synergy cards, and even though it's an aggressive deck, depending on the matchup, sometimes you do hold back and then kind of go for like your OTK Alpha Strike mode, right? Like this deck has the capability to kind of do nothing for a bit and then win in 1 or 2 turns, depending on how your draw goes, because you know, again, with the synergies of the buff cards and how much reach cards like Raiding Party and Bannerman give you, you can get a lot of bursts. So anyway, like I said, I'm having a lot of fun playing it. I wanted to share it with you. Hopefully you enjoy it. And as always, following this are some games. I was running a version that had Reeve because I wanted to try him out, but he was too slow. And then I was running, I think, Mage Slayers in place of Sharpshooters because I was playing against a ton of blue, but the Sharpshooters are really better for the aggro mirror, so it's kind of like I could go either way on which one to play, I guess. Alright. Alright, so we're going first against Assassin, huh?
Well met, marsh friend.
May you walk on warm sands.
My arrows shall fly
Yep.
true.
I don't think we save it. I think we just attack, because then Clan Captain means it swings for 2. And I think we Clan Captain over the Ravager just because of Firebolt shenanigans, right? And it sets up a better follow-up turn with Raiding Party as well. Actually, I guess we don't Raiding Party now, because we want to try to protect it.
Nothing through.
It's a little bit less damage, but it's a safer play. Alright. The bat's obviously annoying. Not much we can do about it.
Come at me.
Fire!
If I fall, the hiss will reclaim me.
Alright, that's icky for us. So, Raiding Party is the play.
tests us.
I was considering Kinsman, but Raiding Party means that we get to do that. I really am not a huge fan of giving him this card, but then again, we're aggro. And he's got to decide if he wants the Captain or the 4-1, so he's already got to make a good decision. Yeah, I was gonna say, realistically, the Captain's probably the better play.
I do love a good fight.
It'd be really nice if I could draw.
Fire!
Attack.
They cannot
This should be
outwit
good.
me.
I think we wait. Good choice, Sharpshooter Fate. Right, smart. On the one hand, I really want to play this and then just start tweaking in extra damage, right? Like the 1 damage, but like saving it in hand leaves it more to be more versatile. I'd feel much better about this if we had like an outpost or a hidden trailer, like anything that buffed it. But I feel like if we, you know what?
Time to fight.
Smork, right? I'm overthinking it. Smork. Face is the place.
Come down!
Like, we know he's just going to make that trade over there. Anytime I would want to save this in hand, it would be to maybe play it in response to something to protect this. So if I just play it over here, I'm already proactively doing the same thing. Just cheating myself out of damage if I don't play it, I suppose. The only real fear would have been Ice Storm, or like Firestorm, but this looks like Last Gasp Assassin, right? So
Talos.
All too simple.
Follow me, men!
alright, if he cannot answer the Bannerman, we likely win. And I think he's already played 1 Lightning Bolt. He has. So that's good.
By the egg, a fine battle. The battle is yours.
Alright.
It's been an engaging hunt.
Smart. Even if we get about halfway through Tower, and I'd say the next 15 games we'd be on pace for about what I expected, right? So at the start of the stream, I was saying, I think CVH in his video said it took him like 116 games to get to Legend. So if we assume that we're slightly worse than he is because I'm a dunce, let's say it takes us 125 games, right? Then we've played 60 so far, so actually We're about on pace, even right now. This time you didn't mean to snipe? Uh-huh, that's what they all say, smart. And I'm stuck going first again. I've only went second like twice tonight. That's what they all say, smart. Oh, and now I draw the one drop.
We stand united.
Rude.
We stand united. Come at me.
I have no fear of you, cowardly skeever.
Well, he's gonna get haunting spirit value. There's nothing I can do about
The
it.
forest will not suffer your presence.
Earthbone was maybe the worst thing that he could have done to me there, huh?
Over here, this way.
Come at me.
Fine. That Earthbone
The
might
king is
have,
mine.
like, single-handedly won him the game. He's gonna get so much value off of
This
that.
should be good. This should be good.
Oh my god.
Magnus, god of sorcery, be with me.
Do you remember when I said he's gonna get so much value off of that? So I think we have to Cliff Racer just because then we can saturate that next turn. He could just like outrace me at this point. I'm not even sure I could keep up. Dude's got 15 on the board. That's like a 2-turn clock.
By the eye of Magnus.
Follow me, men.
I'm ready for anything. Close ranks. Let nothing through. Roar and glory.
Yeah, I think
This
that's
should
it.
be good.
I think that's it. Because of the prophecy. Because now he can take out both my dudes. We actually had an out.
Odds, the sweeter the victory.
If he didn't have that prophecy, right?
By the eye of Magnus.
Follow.
Isgramor!
Then the next turn was Gatekeeper and Swift Strike, and we could have won, but now he wins handily.
Follow. This should be good.
Right? Oh no, maybe we have a chance. Don't kill my guy. Don't play a guard. Don't kill my guy. Don't play a guard.
Close ranks. Let nothing through. Follow. It has been an engaging battle.
Wow. Wow. I feel dirty. I feel dirty. GG, Smart. Oh my god, we get to go second. We'll keep an outpost. It's warrior again, huh?
Welcome, friend. May you walk on warm sands.
Guess we just start with this. If he doesn't do anything, we can raiding party. If he plays something with 1 health, we do have sharpshooter. So
This
that's
should be good.
yeah. See, playing the same deck as you. Good to know.
My arrows shall fly true.
They
Yeah,
make it
sure.
too easy.
Because again, we have maybe raiding party, maybe hidden trail. I might even just like upgrade to the hidden trail here. Since I don't have a way to kill this and he's gonna take this out anyway, we would get more damage in this turn, set up better charges. Yeah, I think
Over
that's
here.
fair.
This way.
Gadget has had enough.
Fire!
I hate it when people get awesome value out of that and there's nothing I can do about it, but
The longer the odds, the sweeter the victory.
there is in fact nothing I can do about it. Do we raiding party or battle rage? Raiding party is worth more damage, right? So
Irma Mora tests us. Time to fight. Time to fight.
guess we raiding party. Because if we're gonna take 7 from him and we're still 2 turns away from our Jarl, then I think we need to step up our race game. There's also the potential issue with a
Too late for you.
oh, what's it called? Shadowfen Priest on one of our things, right? Like that's from. All right, so that's a real problem
Come and warm yourself.
that I don't know what to do about at the moment.
Fires of all doing. This should be
Net
good.
decks? I guess I'm not sure. Are you asking if this is a net deck or if he's playing a net deck or he doesn't run Shadowfens? Alright, good to know. But if he's got a good charge, like he could just have lethal on me like right now. Or if I don't top deck a charge, I think I just lose anyway. If you're asking if this is a net deck, no, this is what technically I would call this. Technically, I would call this Ray Chargles 2.0. So, a long time ago, before the Divine Fervor nerf, I played a very heavy charge deck that was basically this, but instead it was in, oh really? He's not running the Woodland Orc? Fair, Smork. It was basically this, but it was instead, Crusader, right? So, oh, enemy. Yeah, see, I don't know this deck, so I don't know what's going on with the enemy net deck here. We got 3-6, right? So that's everything we need for victory.
Fire!
Because we can
We stand united.
captain, which puts it at 6.
It has been close ranks. Let nothing
We
through.
can do that, and then this is the last one. I was just trying to make sure we can skip that last rune entirely. Alright. Good win, good win.